All right, welcome to another week of Sim Racing Nation or Sim Racing Motorsports Historic Trans Am Series. This week we are at Francorchamps de Spa, or Spa Francorchamps. I get it backwards every time. With me in the booth is Strife. Welcome, Strife.
Hello.
So yes, we're at Spa, as I mentioned. A little bit of track information. Oh, never mind. We are off. Master Big Chief is off the line. Yogurt's second. Severius third as they go down into turn one at La Source for the first time. Yogurt falling back by the looks of it. He got a bad line coming into second, so he's dropped back to third now. Severius is up in second as they head to Eau Rouge for the first time. Tricky uphill, well known in motorsports for this track and that corner in particular, very well known around the world. As they head down Kemmel Straight for the first time, heading down towards Lacombe. This is a big long straightaway, and it looks like there's a big bunch up. TDK is on the inside, trying to go in on the inside of Severius there as too wide going through Lacombe. Not highly recommended as Yogurt's looking on the inside, trying to get in through past Master Big Chief. He's got the inside line and he may get that. Master Big Chief getting a little bit of rub there. And loses that spot to Yogurt going down into towards Pouhon. Great battle up front. Looks like the whole pack actually is having a very tight, close racing here. Sorry, my overlay is. So we're going to pop back to Trashman in 6, just to see what's going back a little bit further. Trashman in 69 Firebird has got quite a bit of distance between him and Optimizer. Flight right behind him as Trashman does go wide, and he's got a little bit of damage there and is going maybe a little slow. I'm not sure if he's taken severe damage or not. But we'll have to watch that for sure. Diablo, our current points leader, back in 8th now, right behind Trashman. Follow back. I'm going to go back to 12th because there's always seems to be something going on in 12th. And that is 4Cam T-Bird, Yan San right in front of him, and Sierra in 9th. That is actually a very tight battle. Oh, there's some contact there. Wow. I should know the liveries by now, but I can't remember who drives what. I need a chart. Medieval Knight, there we go. Medieval Knight getting involved with Yan San there. Oh, and into the side, a little pit maneuver on Yan San. Too late on the brakes, got into the rear of Yan San. That is totally on Medieval Knight there. It's up to, he needs to make the clean pass. I don't think he did it. He obviously didn't do it intentionally, but totally on him for missing his braking point and into the back of Yan San there. As they are going 3 wide down the Kemmel Straight. Sierra XR8 in middle of all that as Diablo lunges past Sierra for that to get that. I think Sierra might have gotten past him, or they were battling for it anyway. We're going to actually go up a few more cars as well because there is a tight battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th going on there between the Optimizer. Looks like Master Big Chief has fallen back to 3rd now with TDK moving up to 2nd. Optimizer.
Quite a bit of damage on these cars this evening.
Yeah, looks like they've been racing very hard. Severius all over the back of Optimizer there. Not sure if you see anything further back in the pack, but this seems to be a good tight battle here. I expect as the race goes on, we're doing 16 laps. Failed to mention that, but 16 laps tonight here at Spa. Why don't you give us a little bit of track detail?
Sure. We got 19 turns here this evening. This track has gone through a lot of renovations over the
Oh,
years. The
and
biggest
sorry,
one being
we
in
have a car off.
Whoop,
Sorry, we had a car off. I think it might have been Master Big Chief. I didn't quite catch, but it looked like his Mustang. Sorry, continue on. I'm always something always happens as you're giving your track information.
Yeah, that was definitely Master Big Chief. He's pulling into the pits right now. Master Big Chief is in the pits.
I hope his car is okay. He had a killer qualifying to put that Mustang out in front like that. So continue on with the track evolution.
Up until 1979, the track was actually nearly 9 miles long and went through a lot of the woodwork and country in the area. After some of the Formula One racing, they decided to cut it down. And even since then, it has gone through iterations in the early 2000s, the late 2000s, and again in 2007.
And it's now 7 kilometers, just over 7 kilometers, which I'm trying to. That's
4.3,
yeah,
4.4 miles.
yeah. A very long track. Hence, only doing 16 laps. If we were to do the normal 30, we'd be here all night.
Yeah, we're looking at 2.5 minute lap times.
Yeah. Yogurt still in front, followed by TDBK. And I'm on the wrong screen. We're going to pop back to, let's go back to 9th. I know we're kind of sticking up in the top 10 here, but there's a lot of good racing going on here. Don't want to miss any of the action as Diablo Medieval Knight, the currently running 1 and 2 in the point standings, are having a battle on track here with their Dodge Darts. I like the lime green that the Diablo's sporting. Sierra now back to 9th. Looks like there's a battle going on around 14th, so I'm going to pop back there as well. MA is battling with Trigger and Hocus. Three-way battle for 14th there. A lot of damage on those cars as well. So, that was one heck of a view. As MA is going up the inside into the chicane. A little bit of cutting there, but by Trigger, but I don't think he had much of a choice there. It was either that or just completely slam on the brakes or run into the wall. So, and he didn't gain any position out of that. So that's completely fine. As MA is just drifting through that corner and is off track over into the runoff area. Now rejoining the track back in 16th. You can see Face Palmer back there with him as well, a couple cars back as they're going through Eau Rouge. Going to pop back up to 11th. Again with Sierra, Yan San San, and Big Ben. We got another car in the pits as well. Not sure who that is. Wagonator, possibly?
Corporal Cole.
Corpus, okay. Sierra on the outside of Big Ben. See some tire smoke up in front of them. Not sure if it's just the one of the cars breaking track. I'm guessing it's one of the Dodge Darts breaking traction and lighting the tires up. As we were looking at Medieval Knight's rear bumper, up ahead of him, Forcam T-Bird, and Diablo has gotten past Forcam T-Bird as well. So Diablo really putting the move on here. I'm going to go up to fifth. As we get Trashman off the track again there, going wide through the campus area. This seems to be a little bit stretched out, so we will go to back to that battle in 10th, to be honest. We always seem to end up with medieval Knight every race. The boy knows how to put on a show, doesn't he? Very consistent,
Oh
though.
yeah. I'm definitely enjoying Sierra's newest paint job. He changed it, I believe, a week or two ago to that nice classic white and blue.
Absolutely. And I don't seem to be having that metallic problem as well, like I was in the past. I know somebody told me it was something in my settings that I needed to change, but I didn't do that because I
Huh,
suck.
interesting.
Eh. I'm just going to go full screen here. We got Medieval Knight going wide through right where the pit exit is on the. I can't remember what. Sorry, can't remember. I think it's a GP course, but there's two pits in this. There's two partial pits or one big long pit, depending on how many cars and what series it is. But anyway.
That's true. Also, for like track days when they bring out some of those old Le Mans cars here, they'll use the longer pit.
That's the one that generally gets used in iRacing the most, just because of the multi-class racing that we run. They want as many pit stalls, obviously, as possible to run the 60 plus cars that will run on track at one time. And right in turn one, inside the pit is really tight, getting around that pit lane through that corner. You kind of have to brake in the pits. You gotta brake and turn and hit the apex in the pit in iRacing. So let's oops, wrong button. There we go. I see a battle going on for fifth, sixth-ish. We'll pop up to that as we were going side by side into the chicane with Optimizer and Flight. Flight jumps off into the pits. As we have Trashman and Optimizer battling for fourth currently. I have a feeling, just because of the length of this track, that the cars will start getting, with the pits getting involved and stuff like that, that the cars will start to get spread out, and it may be hard to find good battles, but we'll see what we can do, or we'll see what they can do. Looks like there's something going back in 12th, 13th, and 14th, so we'll go back for that. Then we have Trigger and MA battling still for that position. Sierra just up in front of them. Looks like Sierra's unfortunately not a great track for him. Late braking by MA, trying to get past Sierra and into the side of Sierra. That's questionable.
Yeah, that was in. Sierra managed to get back though.
Yeah,
And he's not giving up, unfortunately.
No, and taking the going right off track like that, that's a little unsporting. Sierra's trying to defend as best as he can, but I think MA needs to calm down a little bit, look for the right place to pass, and you can see they're banging again as we're. Uh, he needs to calm down. That's not true racing. Just like I've said this a million times already, but calm down. Look for the proper place to pass. You know you're faster than him. You know you're faster on the straights. He's going to have you going through the tighter bits. Just wait for one of those many long. There's 2 or 3 spots here that are long enough that you can build up the speed and slingshot past him. Just banging your way past. I'm not a fan of that. I know it's Forza, and it's kind of maybe how it's done a little bit in the hoppers and stuff like that. But stuff like that really gets penalized in iRacing, and it really damages your car and really affects your car. And I've been the victim of that, and it just pisses me off. And
Speaking of which, I actually have a little fun fact about car contact and Trans Am in the 60s and 70s. So you got these big lumbering metal cars, basically, right? And they weighed anywhere from 2,500 to 3,500 pounds. If there was contact between racing drivers in the 60s and 70s for the SCCA Trans Am Racing Series, they would actually get suspended from the track. And if it continued, they would lose their racing license. And I mean, it wasn't like taking someone out. It was literally just contact between cars. They took it that seriously. So in real life, imagine doing that with like 40 of these cars on the track at the same time.
Absolutely. Sierra's into the pit. Let's see. They're starting to get spread out here, and it's hard to find something going on. Back to 16th is where I'm going. There seems MA
Sierra
and Sierra
Andy both came out of the pits.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna MA or M, however he pronounces his name, will just pull away on Kemmel Straight here, so there's no sense in watching that. I'm gonna go up to second though, as it looks like they're okay. It's not as close as I thought it might be. Severius currently running second.
I noticed Sarvarius mixed up his paint job a little bit this time. We've got white and orange instead of blue and orange.
Yes, still Trans Am inspired, so hats off to that. They're trying to mess me up. You don't need to change your paint jobs to mess me up. Just keeping the same one is just going to mess me up. I don't need help.
It could be his overseas car. We are in Europe for the rest of the season. He could be rocking his overseas car for the rest of the season.
That is very possible. We've got Yogurt still up front. DK back in third. So we're going to just pop back to 8th, as there seems to be maybe Medieval Knight. Yep. Medieval Knight and Jansen. I'm going to actually take this opportunity, since we're almost halfway through we're halfway through the race now. I'm going to pop up the driver standings after, how many races we done? So, as I mentioned before, we've got Diablo out in front, and boy, oh boy, is that lagging. That's going to be slow and choppy. Diablo out in front with 144 points. Medieval Knight, whoa, and it just slingshot right past and slowed down. That was useful. Maybe I'll try that again, because I wasn't able to read any of that.
We are 6 races in. Just throwing that in there real quick.
Thank you. And it doesn't want to let me switch over. There we go. We'll try the point standings again in a little bit, see if we're able to get that to run a little smoothly there. I think my CPU is under a lot of stress here. Not only am I broadcasting directly to Twitch, but I'm also recording to my hard drive, running all the applications it takes to do this, like Forza and the XSplit, so and Discord. So I think those large movie files that I use to do the overlays are jugging the system a little bit. So let's do, just since we are halfway through, we're going to do a quick rundown. We've got Yogurt out in front first, Severius second, followed by TBK in third, Optimizer currently running fourth, Trashman fifth, 4K and T-Bird sixth, Big Ben seventh, eighth is Yansan San, followed by the Medieval Knight in ninth. Face Bomber currently running 10th, 11th Master Big Chief, Flight 12th, 13th is Diablo, 14th is MA, Trigger 15th, Sierra back in 16th, Hocus 17th, Sedlum 18th, 19th is Wildman, Patriot back in 20th, Corporal Cole is 21st, and we have lost somebody.
I believe we lost Wagonator.
I think you're right as well. I don't remember seeing his name up.
We currently have a battle for second place.
All right, going to second place. Between TBK and Severius. They've actually caught up to Yogurt as well, so it's quickly becoming a battle for first.
Be interesting how they take El Rouge.
This is where a lot of time and speed is lost or gained. It looks like Yogurt is losing on this one, as Severius is on the outside as they head down through Kimmel. And yes, Severius has taken over first, and TBK has followed him through as well and taken second from Yogurt. I think Yogurt got the bad line going through Eau Rouge there, and did not have the speed and momentum coming out of Eau Rouge that he normally would. New leader after 9 laps of the 16-lap race here at Spa. As they head down through Pouhon. That's turn 12 for anybody keeping track or cares. Down into turn 13. This is a campus section. And into turn 15, Stavlot. And one of my favorite parts of the track is coming up here as they head down through Blanchemont and towards the chicane. I think, that's Blanchemont there. Sorry. Hard to tell with these camera angles sometimes. And now they're heading down in towards the chicane. So I think I was a turn or two ahead, shall we say. A little bit of course cutting there by TBK as Yogurt jumps into the pit. Keep in mind also that pits are still going on, so what is currently on the current running order may not be the the actual running order, because pit stops still got to work themselves out, and that will adjust things. I know that for example, Diablo took an early pit stop, so there are probably still cars out on track who have not pitted. It'd be interesting if that was an option, that you could see who's pitted and who hasn't. Turn 10, if you're watching. There's one for you. I am back.
We got a tight spot between 6th, 7th, and 8th. What about you?
All right, we'll go to 6th, 7th, and 8th then with Master Big Chief.
It looks like Master Big Chief managed to pull a pass on Yogurt right out of the exit of the pit.
So he's probably put in some really good laps here, and he may get that spot back. I don't think that Severius and TBK have pitted yet. I could be wrong, but Yogurt being out in front all this time and just pitting leads me to believe that Master Big Chief might still be in play here to pop himself back up towards the front of the pack.
Could definitely be a top three, in my opinion, yeah.
We definitely know he has the time. The lap times can achieve the lap times because of his starting on pole. So it only makes sense that he's been pounding in these laps since that very early pit and has gained some of the time he's lost when he went off track there in the second lap. Ahead of him is Face Palmer. We haven't seen a whole lot of Face Palmer this season, have we?
No, we have not.
I'm just looking to see where he currently is in the point standings. 1 second. Yeah, he's all the way actually in last with 25 points, so he has not made many of these races. Not sure why. He's always actually been part of the series. Actually, quite. He's always been around year after year.
As he jumps into the pit.
Absolutely. Let's see what else we have. Eighth. Looks like there's something going on back in eighth, maybe, with Trashman and Flight. Optimizer ahead of him. Currently
Optimizer just hopped out of the pit, so he's going to be running on cold tires this lap.
We shall see if Trashman's able to take advantage of that as they head down the Camel Straight, or did Optimizer have a good line through Eau Rouge? Looks like Optimizer's going to be able to hold on to that position going into the chicane or Les Combes.
One big thing about these modern Forza installations is that the tires warm up very quickly. Within like 2 turns, the tires are practically up to temp versus previous simulation games. It could take an entire lap for your tires to get up to temp.
Not sure why they would do that, because it would take quite a while for those tires, I think, a lot longer than 2 turns to get up to temperature. I don't see them having in warming blankets. Anyway, Forza will do what Forza will do.
Ooh, we've got a battle for fourth going on right now.
All right. And I popped up to
Master
third.
Big Chief got up on the inside.
Whoops. One car too far.
No, Yogurt's on the inside now. Master Big Chief managed to pull it off. TBK fell towards the back of the group.
So I'm guessing TBK has done his pit stop then, if he is back battling with these guys for fourth.
I agree.
Yogurt getting past TBK as well. You can see Optimizer back in the distance. So that leaves 4Cam T-Bird currently running first. He has obviously not done his pit stop yet. Medieval Knight currently running second. He has not done his pit stop yet. And Severius in third. So I'm thinking Severius has done his pit stop now, leaving, if our calculations are right, Severius will be currently running first, followed by Master Big Chief second, and then Yogurt third, if my calculations are correct.
I would agree as well, yeah.
I'm going to pop back to.
TBK is definitely giving Yogurt some trouble.
Oh, yes, TBK has just gotten past Yogurt again. They've been switching that spot back and forth all race.
It'll either make them faster or slower.
A little lock up there going into Lecombe. Puff of smoke. I don't think it really hurts the tires in Forza's tire model. I'm going to go back to 14th as there seems to be maybe a little something going on there. Sierra. Oh, he's Sierra. Sierra Medieval Knight. He and Trigger are battling for 14th as they wind their way through Lecombe. I'm going to go back up to 6. That seems to be where all the action is. Maybe. As we have Yogurt and TBK still battling for that position.
Optimizer went a little bit wide out there, right into the dirt.
On lap 12 to 16. Yogurt a little wide going through there. I don't think he's going to lose that spot to that, though. Master Big Chief pulling out a little bit of a gap between this battle for... Oh, and TBK up the inside. Or outside, sorry, of Yogurt.
Kind of both. Outside, inside, outside again.
The old switcheroo, switchback.
Oh, we got a couple more drivers in the pits. See how that switches things up a little bit.
So that must be our leaders then that are in the pit? Or the leaders that were leading? You know what I'm trying to say.
Out front, we still have Sarvarius, followed by Master Big Chief, followed by TBK. The top 3 currently.
Yeah, so that would have been 4Cam, I think, that was who was out front originally. 4Cam, and then he was followed by Medieval Knight. So both Medieval Knight and 4Cam have done their pit stop. So as we predicted, we have Severius out in front, and I just panned away just as there was a pass again for third. TBK still in third. Optimizer has made his way to fourth past Yogurt. That was the pass that I cut away on at the wrong time. That's some pro broadcasting right there.
Optimizer had made it up on had actually drag raced Yogurt up after El Rouge, managed to successfully beat him into the kink, and then followed suit in the following 2 turns.
That's a great rate. Oh, and he's trying to make the move on TBK here. A little tight, light tap in the rear end there. Is there sparks coming off all 3 cars? Let's close this map for a minute so we can actually see what is going on for this battle for third. Yogurt.
Minor detail.
Yes.
Minor detail. If you ever notice that when the Mercury Cougar gets into a braking zone, its parking lights turn on. You'll notice them right under the front bumper.
So typical Ford wiring, right? Or sorry, Mercury wiring. I'm joking.
A little wiring issue, but it seems to be on all of the Mercury Cougars this season.
We have a drag race going towards the start-finish line. TBK pulling ahead. Yogurt not being able to gain any on Optimizer as they head into turn 1. for the 14th time. 2 laps to go here. And this is what, our 6th race, you said?
Yes.
Yes. Oh,
Oh,
TBK.
TBK.
Oh, and he is sideways. And I don't know if you tagged the wall there. Let's go
I
back.
believe that was lag. I think we had a little bit of an issue with lag and some cars are jumping around apparently.
He is back on track now, but back in 7th, so that really hurt him bad. It is possible that he broke loose going through Eau Rouge, because it can be a knife edge going through there, and if you do break loose, you can pay for it heavily on the exit of Eau Rouge. Yogurt trying to go wide on the outside of the Optimizer here, and a little bit of contact by Yogurt on Optimizer. Maybe being a little too aggressive coming at a Bruxelles towards Pool. A drag race here as I head down towards turn 13. A lot of contact there. Oh, actually, that they're keeping it relatively. Just as I say that, you hear the bang, but they're keeping it relatively clean for going too wide through that very tight section.
Well, the cars on the field, the Hemi Cuda is one of the widest and the Mercury Cougar is one of the longest. So it is definitely a tight spot for those two cars on track.
I think that that's giving Trashman their battle here is bringing Trashman into the fray as well. Trashman, you can see in the distance on that one shot as he is starting to catch up to these two who continue to bump and grind their way around this track. And again, the drag race down towards the start-finish line as they start lap 15. Optimizer still holding on that position as they still tag each. Just the track's wide. You don't have to be tagging each other going down the straightaway. I know the Cuda's wide, but it's not that wide. Come on.
Well, you know what they say though, even if the track is wide, the racing line is only so wide.
It's true. Really don't want to get out. I don't think there's no marbles in this rubber. Does the line really matter in Forza? Is there a rubbered in groove in Forza 7?
There were some tracks that did it, at least in definitely Forza Motorsport 5, some in 6. I cannot confirm about 7, but some of these cars, like the Mercury Cougar and the 65 Mustang, are kind of momentum cars, and if you fall outside of that racing line, you can lose valuable time.
Yes.
And seeing as the Cuda is like the drag car of the group at this point, the horsepower kind of, you have more flexibility when it comes to the racing line.
I know I keep going back to iRacing, but iRacing has actually added in marbles and a racing line that rubbers in. It's pretty neat. It rubbers in over time as well.
Oh, nice.
Oh, let's see. They've kind of distanced themselves a little bit. Is there anything else going on? It looks like there's a battle. Well, battle going on for third, fourth, and fifth.
We got a little bit of action between 8th and 9th. Another Mercury Cougar, of course. We got 4Cam and Big Ben in the Dodge Challenger.
And I have popped over to that now, so we're watching that live. 4Cam, followed by Big Ben, and there's Medieval Night. We were going too long without a Medieval Night shot, so there we go.
I will keep a lookout to see if we have anything else going on as well. Oh, I see what's going on. We have caught up to the tail end of the field.
I've gone up to Severus just because we are on lap 16. Thought I'd give him a little bit of airtime since he is currently our leader. We'll give a quick rundown of where we're at on the final lap. Severus out in front, followed by Master Big Chief. How did Master Big Chief get up to second? Oh, that's right. We did see that. Never mind. Optimizer has made his way up to third now. Yogurt is falling back a bit there. And Trash Man, I believe, is gaining on Yogurt. Yeah, so we're going to actually pop back to Yogurt so we can watch this battle between him and Trash Man. That Cougar just looks like it wants to just plow its way through that long car wants to plow its way through some of those corners. Oops. I think there's a battle going on for 8th and 9th again still. Yeah, 4Cam, Medieval Knight.
Yeah, it looks like Big Ben must have made the move on 4Cam.
Corporal Cole up there in 21st. So that's some of the lap traffic you'll see up there. I'm actually going to go up to first now with Severus as he is coming down into the to the chicane here and is about to win this race. As he comes out of the final turn down towards the start finish line. So that is Severus finishing first, followed by Master Big Chief in second. If there's Master Big Chief in second, crossing the line. Optimizer in third. Fourth is Yogurt. Fifth, Trash Man. Sixth, Flight. TBK finishing 7th, Big Ben 8th, 9th is 4Cam T-Bird, 10th is Medieval Knight, MA is 11th, Diablo is 12th, Sierra 13th, Hocus 14th, 15th is Trigger, Facepalmer 16th, Sedlum 17th, Wildman CB 18th, currently running 18th. Patriot currently in 19th. And we've had some cars actually disconnect because there are only... No, there's still 21 cars on track. My apologies. They're just lost in the shuffle there. And we are missing Facepalmer, so Yan Sansan, something has happened to Yan Sansan. He is back in 20th. Sideways in the track. Sitting there. Not sure what's happened there. He's about to get passed for 21st by Corporal Cole, or CPL Cole. I'll call him Corporal Cole just because. As the driver tires nudge Yan Sansan's car off the track and into the barrier. Here's Patriot crossing the line in 19th in that Javelin. Not sure what's happening in Sansan. That's unfortunate. We still have one car still to finish the race, and it's going to have to time out, I assume, for Yan Sansan Any idea what the end race limit is on this? You with us there, Strife?
I am still with you. Yes,
Oh,
I'm catching up on some of the backlog here as to what has happened to some of the drivers.
okay, so is there some chat going on?
Yes, apparently Yansan has had some issues and he will not be able to finish the race.
Oh, I'm seeing that now. His controller won't reconnect. As we have Cole crossing the line finally, back in 20th position. That will put Yansan San back in 21st. Uh, at this point, we'll just wrap up now. There's no sense in really waiting for the post battle. Post battle. Jeez, listen to me. I've been playing too much World of Warships.
I mean, these
Uh,
drivatars can be pretty violent. I mean, they might put on quite the show.
as we will leave it with there. That's our ending screen for tonight. So 6 races into the books. Actually, I'm impressed. It was a better race than I thought it was going to be. It was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Lots of good battles going on there. Obviously, we've had some technical issues. We'll call Yan San San's his engine blew. Mechanical problems. Uh, but overall, I was pleased with the racing. There was a lot of good battles, like I was saying. Uh, any final thoughts before we sign this off? Where are we going next week? Any idea? I should be doing
Next
this
week
recent.
we'll be going to Silverstone, and there's a good possibility of rain.
Oh,
So that'll be interesting.
interesting indeed. Uh, so thanks again for joining me in the booth. Thanks again for everybody watching. Oh, and I forgot. We have some stickers to give away. I believe only 2 people actually commented on the last race. So those 2 are automatic winners. You being one of them, Strife.
Well, thank
Congratulations.
you very much.
You got some stickers. And the other one, switch accounts. I gotta switch my account here so I can actually get to that last race and see who the other one was. Bear with me as my computer is being slow. Sonoma, 1 week ago. We had you and actually somebody else, whoever it was, remove their comment. So yeah, we we now only have 1 comment. I swear there were 2 comments. Bizarre. Maybe next week we'll try this again. Then I'll definitely get you stickers, Strife. Don't worry about it. But we'll try this again next week. See if anybody watches to the end, and we'll try and give out some stickers next week. We're not going to do it this week, so you don't need to comment this week. But next week we'll try this again. That being said, have a great night, and we will see you next week at Silverstone. And thanks again for the co-broadcast, and have a good night.